A brand new Kia Telluride sitting dead in a dealership for 5 months due to a catastrophic transmission failure. A $100,000 Lincoln Navigator hauled away on a flatbed with only 20,000 miles on the clock. BMW making drivers dig through touchscreen menus just to switch drive modes. And Ford, yes, Ford, now locking basic features behind a monthly paywall that once came standard with the car. If you believe today's vehicles represent progress, think again. The evidence speaks for itself. What's unfolding across the automotive industry isn't a series of isolated missteps. It's a widespread, systemic breakdown cutting across every brand and every budget. Before diving into the evidence, take a second to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Because what is about to unfold will completely change how cars are viewed forever. The early failure epidemic. A new vehicle breaking down used to be rare enough to become a story. Now it is becoming routine enough to become background noise. Owners are reporting major failures within months of purchase, not years. Transmissions giving up before the first oil change? Electrical systems glitching like overworked laptops. Batteries in hybrid systems failing long before their expected lifespan. The most alarming part is not just the failure itself, it is the response. Vehicles sit idle for weeks or even months waiting for replacement parts. Supply chains are stretched thin, yes, but that does not explain why so many brand new components are failing in the first place. Dealerships are overwhelmed, technicians are backed up, and customers are left stranded with payments still due on vehicles they cannot even drive. This is not how durable engineering behaves. This is how overstressed, overcomplicated systems behave when pushed to their limits. Number 1. The complexity trap. Modern cars are no longer machines. They are rolling networks. Dozens of control units, miles of wiring, layers of software all stitched together into a single fragile ecosystem. When one part fails, it rarely fails alone. It drags other systems down with it like a collapsing domino chain. A simple throttle cable used to connect the pedal to the engine. Now it is a sensor talking to a computer, which talks to another module, which then decides how much power to deliver. That means more precision, yes, but also more points of failure. The same story repeats everywhere. Steering is electronic. Brakes are electronically assisted. Even door handles are becoming electronic switches. Every convenience adds complexity, and every layer of complexity adds vulnerability. And when something breaks, it is no longer a quick fix. It becomes a diagnostic puzzle that only specialized tools and software can solve. Independent mechanics are often locked out. Owners are pushed toward dealerships where costs climb rapidly. Number 2. The software time bomb. Software has quietly become the beating heart of modern vehicles. It controls performance, safety features, entertainment systems, even basic functions like starting the engine. But software brings a new kind of failure. Not wear and tear, but bugs, glitches, and updates gone wrong. Cars now receive over-the-air updates, much like smartphones. That sounds convenient until an update introduces a problem instead of fixing one. Suddenly, a perfectly functioning car develops new issues overnight. Screens freeze, sensors misread, systems reboot mid-drive. Unlike mechanical failures, software issues can be unpredictable. They can appear and disappear without warning. And sometimes, they require complete module replacements rather than simple fixes. This transforms the car from a durable machine into something closer to a temporary device. Something that ages not just physically, but digitally. Number 3. The subscription shift. Ownership used to mean control. Buy the car and everything inside it belonged to the driver. That idea is quietly being rewritten. Features that are physically installed in the vehicle are now being locked behind subscriptions. Heated seats, remote start, navigation, even performance upgrades. The hardware is already there, but access is restricted unless a recurring fee is paid. This creates a strange reality. A car can lose functionality over time not because something broke, but because a payment stopped. It is like buying a house where the lights only work if a monthly bill is paid to the builder. Manufacturers frame this as flexibility, but the underlying motive is clear: recurring revenue. A car is no longer a one-time purchase, it becomes an ongoing financial relationship. Number 4. The illusion of luxury. Luxury vehicles promise a higher level of quality, but under the surface, many share the same components as their cheaper counterparts. Platforms, engines, transmissions are often identical, dressed up with better materials and more features. This creates a gap between perception and reality. Buyers expect superior durability because of the price tag, but the underlying reliability may be no better, sometimes worse due to added complexity. More features mean more potential failures. More electronics mean more potential glitches. Luxury becomes less about longevity and more about experience during a limited window of time. Number 5. The maintenance misdirection. Modern maintenance schedules often stretch oil change intervals and service timelines further than ever before. This is marketed as convenience, reducing the number of visits to the service center. But longer intervals can accelerate wear, especially in engines that are already operating under higher stress due to turbocharging and tighter tolerances. The result is a vehicle that performs well during the warranty period, but begins to show issues later. By that time, the cost of repair often pushes owners toward replacing the car instead. This is where the cycle quietly reinforces itself. Vehicles are not necessarily built to last as long as possible. They are built to last long enough. Number 6. The planned lifecycle strategy. Behind all these trends lies a simple business reality. Long-lasting products reduce repeat sales. Durable cars mean fewer new purchases. That does not align with growth-driven business models. So the strategy shifts, not toward making cars fail instantly, but toward controlling how long they last. Designing components that meet a specific lifespan target. Introducing complexity that increases repair costs. Encouraging replacement rather than repair. It is not a conspiracy whispered in secret rooms. It is a logical outcome of profit-driven systems optimizing for continuous revenue. And as long as buyers continue to accept these patterns, the system has no reason to change. The road ahead in this story only gets more intense because the next layer of evidence reveals just how deep this design philosophy goes, from specific brand failures to shocking real-world cases that cannot be ignored. Number 7. The engine failure pattern. Across multiple manufacturers, engines are failing earlier than expected, sometimes shockingly early. These are not edge cases buried in obscure forums. These are widespread reports of engines failing under normal driving conditions, often well below what used to be considered break-in mileage. Turbocharged engines are a major part of this story. Smaller engines pushed harder to deliver more power, and better fuel economy are operating under extreme stress. Higher temperatures, increased pressure, tighter tolerances. It is a high-performance balancing act, and when it tips hard. Failures that once took years to appear are now showing up within tens of thousands of miles. And when they happen, repairs are rarely simple. Entire engine replacements become the solution, not because it is the best option, but because it is the fastest and most profitable one. This is not durability. This is controlled lifespan engineering. Number 8. The part shortage illusion. When vehicles fail, another problem emerges. Replacement parts are often unavailable for weeks or even months. Owners are told their vehicle is waiting on back-ordered components, leaving them without transportation while still paying loans and insurance. On the surface, this looks like a supply chain issue. But dig deeper and a different picture emerges. Manufacturers streamline inventory to cut costs, producing fewer spare parts and relying on just-in-time logistics. That works perfectly until failures spike. When too many cars need the same part at the same time, the system collapses under its own efficiency. The result is not just inconvenience. It is a silent pressure pushing owners toward replacing the vehicle altogether, instead of waiting indefinitely. A broken car becomes a sales opportunity. Number 9. The dealership dependency trap. Modern vehicles are increasingly designed in ways that limit who can repair them. Specialized software, proprietary tools, encrypted systems. These are not accidental barriers, they are deliberate walls. Independent mechanics often cannot access the systems needed to diagnose or fix newer vehicles. Even something as simple as resetting a warning light can require dealer-level access. This funnels owners directly back to dealerships where labor rates are higher and options are limited. It is a closed loop. Buy the car, rely on the manufacturer for repairs. Pay whatever is required to keep it running. The freedom to choose where and how a car is maintained is quietly disappearing. And with it, the ability to control long-term ownership costs. Number 10. The electronics overload crisis. Electronics were once a supporting feature in vehicles. Now they are the foundation. Advanced driver assistance systems, digital dashboards, sensor networks, cameras everywhere. Each system adds capability but also adds complexity. When these systems fail, the consequences can be unpredictable. A faulty sensor might disable cruise control. A glitch in a camera system might trigger warning lights or disable safety features. A failing module might prevent the car from starting altogether. And unlike mechanical parts, electronic components do not always give warning signs. They work perfectly until they do not. Then they fail suddenly, often requiring expensive replacements rather than repairs. The car becomes less like a machine and more like a network that can crash. Number 11. The touchscreen dependency spiral. The shift toward touchscreens is not just about aesthetics. It is about centralization. Everything routed through a single interface. Climate control, navigation, vehicle settings, even basic functions like adjusting mirrors or opening the glove compartment in some models. This creates a dangerous dependency. If the screen malfunctions, access to essential controls can be lost. Repairs are costly, often requiring full unit replacements that can run into thousands. It also introduces a subtle but critical safety issue. Drivers are forced to interact with screens while driving, navigating menus instead of relying on instinctive physical controls. Reaction times increase, attention decreases. Number 12. The safety paradox. Modern cars are marketed as safer than ever, packed with advanced safety features designed to prevent accidents. And in many cases, these systems do improve safety. But there is a paradox. The same complexity that enables these features also introduces new risks. Sensors can fail. Systems can misinterpret data. Drivers can become overly reliant on assistance features and pay less attention. At the same time, distractions from screens and digital interfaces increase. The net effect is not always as straightforward as the marketing suggests. Safety becomes a balance between assistance and dependency, and that balance is not always maintained. The design for replacement culture. One of the most telling shifts is how vehicles are designed when something goes wrong. Instead of repairing individual components, entire assemblies are replaced. A small failure in a headlight unit might require replacing the entire assembly. A minor issue in a transmission might lead to a full replacement rather than a repair. This approach simplifies service for manufacturers and dealerships, but dramatically increases costs for owners. It also reinforces the idea that repairing older vehicles is not worth it. The path of least resistance becomes replacement, and that feeds directly back into new car sales. The bigger picture. Modern cars are not failing randomly. They are operating within a system that prioritizes short-term performance, long-term revenue, and continuous replacement cycles. This does not mean every car will fail early. Many will perform well for years. But the underlying trends point in a consistent direction. Increased complexity, higher costs, shorter effective lifespans. Understanding this shift is the first step toward navigating it. Smarter maintenance, careful model selection, and realistic expectations can make a significant difference. If this breakdown exposed what is really happening behind the scenes, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. More deep dives like this are coming!